What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Radio 22 is back. We live again. Man, we got our first Industry Saturday. I told you we was bringing it back when we had the interview with my man Casey and Kofa. And so we just trying to work what we normally do back in. I don't know how we're gonna do an open mic yet, but if we could pull it off, we could definitely try. But yeah, we adjusted, and I think that's what this is about. So I'm gonna go ahead and quick try and add a few people and whatnot, and then go in with what we got going on today. Hopefully everybody's good, people are healthy, people staying safe. I know there's been a lot of crazy stuff going on, and people showing up at the Capitol and all that. Like, I don't even know what's going on with all that. But, we're going to try to continue to do the thing here. Try and provide you good content. Provide you a platform, provide an outlet, the things that we've always been trying to do. So it's always been, the same things with us in Radio 22. It's not complex. But that's what we're here for. We're here for artists. We're here for people in the industry, to share their stories, share their music, and share our platform with them. Our platform is their platform. That's how we've always operated. So it is what it is. Oh, what's up, Mr. K saying Kofa? How you doing, man? Yeah, we appreciate you coming on board and kicking things off for us with the who's next and whatnot. So, man, that was much love, and like I said, that was an interview well overdue. But I'm glad we were able to get it in. The preview, man, you just keep coming with the videos, man. I salute your commitment and diligence when it comes to music. That's you don't find a lot of people with that same commitment to their craft. And what I like about you and your movement and what you got going on is that you're always continuing to outdo what you did before. What's going on? What's going on, man? You're always trying to outdo what you did before. So I love that about you, and that's why I think for sure, you're gonna go places with this music. So I mean, man, keep pushing, keep doing the thing. What up, John Doe? I know we haven't met, but we appreciate the support and you tuning in as well. Man, we're gonna have Landon Devon come in and talk about some things having to do with marketing and song construction. So this is gonna be our first online. Mr. Landon Devon has just arrived. That was directed to you, Mr. K. Sankofa, talking about you and your diligence and what you got going on. So yeah, we got Mr. Landon Devon that hopefully will be joining us here in a minute, and we're gonna get started with this Industry Saturday. Like I said, today we're talking about music marketing. We're talking about song construction. Which is pertinent to any MC, any artist, no matter what the genre is. I think the things that we talk about today should be able to help people out, and that's what we're here for. I want to double check that I did add in Homie, so to make sure that he's going to be here with us. And next week we're going to be back at it. With Who's Next. We're going to try and keep Who's Next on Wednesdays and Fridays, 8 p.m. We're going to have another Industry Saturday next weekend. We should have... I'm trying to get Talk 22 booted and off the ground. That'll be on Facebook. That'll be on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. It's just going to be... my guy MJ, who has a show called Thug Love on Radio 22. He's going to be just talking about issues of the week, issues of the day, things that are going on. So it's going to be kind of like a not like a Oprah talk show type thing, but we just going to be discussing current issues, current events, and of course, everything is always going to have a backline of hip hop to it. So once we have that down and secured, you'll see advertisements for Talk 22. We did our first run of. We did a hip hop game show last week. Oops, no. We did a hip hop game last week. For the first time, it was just a pilot, but it was like having to do with. Look at my man. What's up, Mr. Landon Devon in the building? How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited for this, man. I'm just breaking down some of the things going on with the Radio 22 right quick, and then we need to jump into your story and jump into some marketing, jump into some song construction. Like I'm geeked to pick your brain, man. I'm excited to pick your brain. But yeah, I was just telling them like, yo, we got the Who's Next that is now back this week. We started on Wednesday. Sheena had one Friday, so we got that constantly going on. And we had a hip hop game show that we piloted last week that I did with Rob Dees and Ram. Yeah, man.
Where was I at for this?
So I think about 12 minutes into it, we had a little bit of technical difficulties with the bit rate, so we're going to run it back this week. But I didn't advertise it because it was the first one, so I kind of wanted to work through it and see how it all came together. But we're gonna be back at it again, and then I'm gonna advertise it this week.
Yes.
So it should be dope. And then, and then Talk 22, which I may need you on that as well. But we working with that, and then I'm gonna send you that invite so you can be a guest on there.
Okay, but you know all you gotta do is be like,
all right.
What's up?
Man, I know you've never shied away from sharing your perspective or point of view, and that's exactly what I need.
No, not at all. Baby, can you pass me the smoky quartz over there? My hands are sweating. I just did it in my life.
So we're gonna jump 5 o'clock. We're gonna jump into it. So how I love to start these things is I love for the guests to just briefly share their background, like a short bio for those people that aren't familiar with Landon Devon. Tell them a little bit about yourself before we get started.
All right, I'm from Madison. I'm a singer, songwriter, performer, spoken word poet. I've been performing in Madison forever, like since I could touch a microphone. And I've been just, taking music really, really, really serious since, I don't say like 2009 is like when it was like, okay, this is something I want to do. And right. I released my first album, OPEC, in May of 2016. And then I came back with my second album, which is freshly out, called Chakra 4. And that right now is a really big fan favorite for a lot of people who are really just coming to meet me. But right. Yeah, we just out here making it do what it do.
So I know in the industry we are unfortunately consumed with numbers. So some people feel like that's a great barometer. I feel like that's an indicator, but it's not a tell-all. But for those people who may think it is a tell-all, and you don't have to be exact, where are your numbers at on Loon? Because I know that you've reached a milestone on that app. Yes, sir.
I have. No, so I can't even talk. I have 100,000 in some odd plays altogether. And that is crazy to me, just in general. Right. I'm Not Coming Down is about to hit 40,000. It's at 39 right now. So we're just a little bit shy away. I'm really proud of I'm Not Coming Down because, like you said, it's hit milestones like every year.
Yes, it has.
So something I'm really, really proud about right now.
Congratulations, man. I'm proud of you. And on top of that, and I know that you can't give all the details, I know this whole COVID-19 thing has changed and slowed down and rerouted things, but
Very much
you
so.
you are making a career move. And when I say move, I mean literally. What can you tell us about that before we get started?
Going to New York, you feel me? Gonna be in New York and Connecticut, going back and forth. And you know, it's like 30 to an hour and a half between like 3 whole states on the East Coast because everything's so
Right, yeah.
tight knit. So that's crazy. I'm with 100% Records now. So I have a label family and I have a new manager and stuff like that. So we'll be getting ready to relocate and get ready to actually really give Shaka 4 a chance to be heard everywhere else other than like the Midwest, or just like focusing on like Wisconsin, Chicago as pinpoints. Now we're going everywhere.
Right, right. That's what's up.
And then we're going to be dropping the Rock EP, but you know, neither here nor there.
Yeah, you leaked a little bit of that last time, no doubt.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations on that. And I'm looking forward to that album. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So let's dive into it. Let's first talk about song construction. You seem, from me listening to your music, like there's never a dull moment like within the song, or like, you know, sometimes when you hear something, it's like, okay, they got you for like the first 15 seconds, 30 seconds through the first verse, and then there's a dip, and that's normally when somebody will be like, okay, yeah, let me scroll to the next. I hit that. You seem to have a formula that works from beginning to end. It works very well. How you get it out of your verses, into your hooks, into your bridges, out of your bridges, and you're not losing my attention. What could you tell us about your formula when it kind of comes to like song construction?
Let me see.
What's up, Todd?
I definitely wrote notes for this because I was not going to come half-cocked in this.
I like that.
When it comes to like when we talk about just about formula and structure, I think that it is really, really important that like you make a song that you would want to hear. First off,
right.
A lot of it comes from being able to be attracted to good music. I don't know, like a lot of my song structure comes from the music that I grew up on, or being multifaceted and being the black guy who listened to like Blink 182 and Tupac in the same track list. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make a mix CD of all different things. I feel like artists don't listen to themselves when they write. It's about like, you know how you were just saying about like song structure and how people normally like get bored at that point. You should know at that point when you're writing a song, when you're bored. If you're bored, what do you think somebody else is gonna
right
like make that make sense?
Right.
As far as verse structure, I would say keep, especially rappers. Let's talk rappers first, because there's a song structure I have for rap, and then when I'm like doing ballads, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
With bars, I feel like as the beat changes, so should you. You shouldn't be holding the same set of bars or like the same cadence for a song for a whole verse. I make sure I switch flows a couple times in one verse for both verses. And I switch like every 4 bars. Unless there's like some significant slot of cadence change that keeps consistency and the fluidity of that going.
And does your experience with spoken word help with that?
Absolutely.
Because not everybody has done just flat out spoken word. Some people's like, yo, I write and I rap, but I've never done it in an a cappella way with spoken word, which is really a whole different sport if you're going to try to do it at a high level. Does your spoken word experience help with you being able to write your bars and switch your flow?
Yeah, absolutely. Even just being able to communicate through song, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even say that yet because it's another question. There's something about the honesty that you have with yourself when you're writing music,
Mm,
and that energy translates. You feel me?
mm,
Like how honest are you really with yourself in this song,
right,
in your choice
right,
of communicating? And sometimes as artists, we have things to say, but we feel like we need to fit the status quo, or like it has to be something that everybody can like, and not everybody's gonna like it, so it doesn't matter.
money, cars, jewels,
You
a
can't
party
rap
in
about the same
BS.
shit all the time,
Right,
and that's even in song structure. Just in that way, some artists only talk about one thing. You can't expect to have this big demographic, you know what I'm saying, and you're sticking to one thing. It may,
right,
and sometimes that's good for up and coming artists who are really trying to learn song structure, because it helps them get more in pocket.
right, right. Yep. So a
But
place that's familiar.
yeah, but you can't let that be a clutch for you moving forward, because it
Mm,
doesn't build on to your art, to your writing process, to how people receive what you're saying. It just doesn't
right,
translate.
right. And your music has a vulnerability to it that normally you don't see in young artists. Because kind of what you said, like they want to go to something that's a little easy and familiar. So when they do the party and BS, like they cool with that. But like, I mean, you cover everything and you don't hold back. You're unapologetically, this is me, and I think that's not to dip into marketing right now, but from a marketing standpoint, that's great because people can identify with you because everybody's flawed,
Mm-hmm.
but some people just afraid to put that out. How is
Mm-hmm.
it that you're not afraid to put that out in your music?
Lots and lots of time. Like I think that, okay, for example, Chakra 4, we've had this conversation before.
Yep.
The realness that the level of real that I had to be with myself to even create that body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Um, my journey with music helps me be a better person for myself, my growth, my word.
Mm.
When I'm writing music or just speaking on paper in general, I'm learning what's sitting in the back of my subconscious that just comes out. Because a lot of the times people are like, Landon, like, what? How did you? And sometimes I'll be like sitting there writing, and I don't be knowing. I don't
Right.
know how the flow of words just spill out the way that they do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely an experience. I feel like every artist should really get in the mode of meditating before and during writing, because like you have to,
Oh snap.
energetic wise, people need to remember that like art is like a form of vibration. You're making a vibration within itself, so like you need to be focused on how you're channeling that in that
Right.
moment when you're creating. And that, like I said, that again, I'll say it again, it translates.
Mm. So that dips into the next thing I was going to get into about your songwriting process. What is your process? Like what's the atmosphere, the vibe gotta be? Everybody's different. Some people come into the studio and it's like, yo, I guess they don't do the notebook thing anymore. That's maybe my generation, but they got the phone. They like bomb, 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 and jump in. Some people they do it a little different. What's your process? What's your atmosphere and vibe need to be like?
I have to have like quiet. Like when I'm writing, or if I know I have like some songs I need to like get out, I need
Yeah.
that time, because like I said, that's my time to like talk to myself.
Okay.
With music, like I'm okay with people liking my music. Um, I think that the one thing I had to do was like really, really love what I was doing
Right.
first, and really accepting, how I feel during that moment of writing. Cause like I'd be mad as hell, piped hot when I be writing music, or I'm sad and I'm crying. I'm like
Right.
dry heaving, snotty nose and
Right.
all, but I'm still experiencing and making sure that whatever I'm feeling happens in that way. So I pretty much like stay away from people. I tell people to stay away from me.
Mm-hmm.
um, and it just, I need that time. And I have like
Right.
notebooks. I have an iPad. I use my laptop. I have this huge speaker, this radio here. I plug up
Yeah.
the shits, and I make sure it's loud. Like when I say I need quiet, I mean I need quiet from the world and people being around me. But if I can have my radio and my cord and some time, I just need that shit blasted to the mountaintops. And I want to be able to like play with my voice, and I want to be able to like scream. I want to see like how this sounds here and how this sounds, and I want to be comfortable in that spot. So it's like the process for me is just experiencing and being open in that experience and not holding back. Because if you hold yourself back, there's no point.
Right. Man, that's a process, G. have you ever thought about, and maybe this messes up the vibe. Have you ever thought about videotaping one of those processes and cutting it up and kind of taking people through it?
Like, I would totally do that. I would totally do that.
I think man, I would love to see that.
Yikes. And if anything, if I don't have like wine or like some like cider type thing, I have tequila. I have tequila. Tequila is a part of my process.
Everybody has what they need. I hear you on that. That's dope though.
Because when it get hard, you be like, you know what? Shot. Here we go.
Right. Right. Now, some cats I've been seeing even online, like right now, I don't know how it is for you, are experiencing writer's block because they're confined to a space. They haven't been able to get out or do anything or go by the lake or do whatever to get inspired. What do you do when that happens? What's up, Miss Sheena?
Look, I saw Andy Sheena. I feel like I feel emotionally extremely creative.
Yep.
But I still think I'm like trying to experience first before I start writing again. I've also been doing like getting my certs in, tarot reading, and I'm about to get my international certificate for tarot reading and, all that stuff. So I've been working on that during quarantine. Kind of like putting myself in a place where I'm building my mind up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of like feeling like I have to expel all the time just because we're in this free time to do. And like I'll be done doing a lot of this stuff that I need to take care of by next week, and then I'm actually going to be diving back into the writing process that we just talked about because I'm doing Chakra 5. And
that's gonna be crazy,
sir. Okay.
Exclusive. Just dropped. Exclusive.
But so like knowing that I need to once I dive into that, like I'll probably be hiding under a rock for like the remainder of the summer.
Right.
Once I start writing that, because I mean, like, Chakra 4 is like already out. I'm not like in a rush to put out new music.
Right. Right.
But I'm ready to write. I just won't make quarantine raps sounding bored though. I feel like people should like really harness that time. If you're gonna say something, make it count.
Right. Right.
And I get it. I get the challenges and all that stuff, but like, y'all can have that.
Right. But part of your process isn't necessarily, as you explained, feeding off of being outside or things of that. Is really kind of your own experience that you could probably transport anywhere as long as the things around you are right.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe is something that cats may want to get into about how do I create my own writing experience instead of having to rely upon something external to get me going. So I haven't written in a while. I haven't written in like 6 years, but we here to try to help, give some suggestions, pull some of that out of your head and your process, and see what people can, identify with and put into their own processes and whatnot. So
hell yeah. Just looking at my notes.
That's dope. You got notes.
Hell yeah. Elements of a well-written song, because everything's long, so I'm just gonna flow right in that process. You feel me? You need to have connectivity, a concept, catchiness, fluidity, and creativity.
Mm.
And without those things, you just wasting your time.
Mm. So that goes to the formula you were talking about as far as not losing that interest.
Period.
Can you say those elements one more time for people?
Yeah. Connectivity,
Right.
concept, catchiness, fluidity, creativity.
Mm. Was that the 4 C's?
You know what's funny, because the only one that's on there that's not a C is the fluidity, but like that, you know what I'm saying?
True.
But yeah,
4 C's,
look,
3 C's and a half.
they was definitely there. Like I was writing a presentation, I was like, okay, another C, okay.
Right.
I would say, you know, if I were to take the F off and put collaboration for artists who like to do shit like that.
Mm.
Sorry. Sheena, don't laugh. Don't laugh.
What is your, now that you said collaboration, what is your process for collaboration? I'm very interested in this, because you now just took us through your writing process, which sounds like it's a closed writing process where it's really you and the music and whatever else you've got, you have your own thing. But then people are like, yo, can we do features? Yo, I want you on this hook, da-da-da-da-da-da. Uh-oh. What's your process for that?
No. I don't know. How do I say this? I love working with people that I love. When I really love their art, and I know that like that channel, that energy, that cohesiveness is within that same person.
Right.
I'm definitely down to work, but I don't, because, and I mean this like from my heart and how I view my art, and
right.
how I, you know, communicate freely in that way. I don't really work with people because a lot of the times people don't have real work ethic.
Word.
And I'm not gonna let you play with my time or my art. You know
right.
what I'm saying? You could love an artist and like really love the clout that they have, and then beg them for a feature. But like you and me, energetic wise, art wise, speech wise, there's a word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't. It's like wise. You know what I'm saying? It's not cohesive. You know what I'm saying? I get the wanting to work thing, but like, do you want to work? Do you want to like make sure your bars make sense? Because I'm not. If you ask me to get on a track with you, like I'm gonna make sure your shit makes sense too.
Right. So you're gonna hold people to a certain level.
I do. I have to.
It's not just an exchange of bars or an exchange of verses. It's like, if we're gonna do it, we need to do it right. We
gotta do it right, and that comes as far as business splits. You know what I'm saying? Like we're right. A lot of us are and I say a lot of us, I'm really just meaning like the people I know who are smacking music wise. A lot of us are getting into a place where like we are actually really getting paid. Right. You know, it doesn't look like it because we're, you know, but
right. But that's the business.
That's the business. And
that's the business.
You need to be able to communicate about that business, money wise, split wise, rights wise. Did you buy the beat? Do you have the rights to the beat? You know what I'm saying? Are you just taking it? And it's okay to find music from YouTube. Fun fact. Right. Every song you have heard off of Chakra 4 except Bandito were songs were YouTube beats that I bought full.
But hold on. You said something after that part was that you bought full. Some people ain't getting that far in the process.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, at least as far as leases go or marketing goes, length of project, stability through a project. Right. That's why I won't let people call Chakra 4 a mixtape. I won't let you do it. I will correct you every time to your face. Don't call Chakra 4 a tape. It is not a tape. Right. The business behind that wasn't even tape wise. You feel me? Right. A lot of the times we forget. You know what I'm saying? You could drop a mixtape at any time and don't have to pay for anything because it's just a mixtape. Right. That's what's up. That goes to marketing. How are you?
Yeah, that it does. Before we dive all the way in that, like your recording process. We talked about your songwriting process. We talked about the elements, how you put it together. Like, what is your recording session typically like?
I have a little bit of tequila, probably smoke, unless like the song that I'm recording at the time is like holding me in a high regard to use my throat.
Right.
Then I won't put my throat under like any stress like that because I have to sing. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I don't let too many people be in the room. I need like 1 or 2 people other than the engineer or the producer that I'm working with.
Right.
Don't do me. Don't do this, you know. All right. All right. Because I do care about how it translates to others that I trust with an ear.
Right, right.
Because sometimes like people have unnecessary amounts of, you know, artists in the studio and they don't be helping. You just there. You're just there.
There's background noise.
And it's like, okay, I know the people that I would ask or call and be like, hey, I'm gonna be in the studio all day. Do you wanna like come up, pull up and like, you know, help me out, hear me out? And like I have people who will sit there the whole time. And I'm blessed enough to have that, but I do care to make sure that it at least sounds good. Hold on, I wrote something about this in my notes. I really just let that. If I have the support there, I got what I need. I'm there. Yet again, I'm experiencing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like. I just got to know that like if I'm singing a song that like really made me hurt or like the feeling of that came in, I have to like, you want that pain to translate when you record, but I'm not trying to cry over the microphone today, okay?
Right.
So, but when you get in there, that you have to bring that same energy, right? Because that's important. Like you want to make sure it sounds what it sounds like in your head, if not better.
Right. And that's the thing, like, especially because, you know, everybody sees like on TV, like, oh, yo, the studio's packed. You got, you know, a bunch of dudes in the back doing whatever. But a lot of times in those cases, the music that they're doing isn't like stuff where you're speaking on personal things or super vulnerable. It's party and BS. So that's why I'm like, yo, his stuff is a reflection of things that he's gone through, things that he's experiencing. You can feel and hear the emotion on the record. Like, yo, so is he more shutting his studio down a little bit so he can transfer that to the mic? Is he still keeping it open? Like, I'd just be interested in that process because it is different from like what you see on TV. Every studio session ain't 30 dudes sitting up in there. And sometimes that, like you said, can affect the artist and the emotion if they're doing that type of music, which is crazy. It's like, okay, that's what's up, man.
That's period.
Yo, could I be one of those ears one of those times though?
Yeah. No, I literally told you I'm trying to come and record a lot of like Klondike. I'm trying to come and record Klondike there, and that's gonna be the next single I push out.
Okay.
So I need to at least drop a couple singles just to give people something.
Right.
But I'm not, like I said, I'm not in a rush to put anything super duper. So doing it like every song on Shaka 4 is gonna get a music video. So like, yeah,
that's what's
up.
That
run. But yeah, you'll see it. Like,
all right,
you'll definitely see it. Just yeah,
we'll get there. All right, let's transition to marketing a little bit, because there's so much to unpack when it comes to marketing. Earlier you talked about where you're at, a short little bio, talked about the numbers and where you're at right now, and now it's like, yo, all this stuff is built up, you're peaking. What do you feel like up-and-coming artists are overlooking when it comes to marketing? And I know everyone's trying to jump on oh, I gotta get the social media plan, and if I post this many times and da 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 da, and that doesn't always work. Like I feel like artists are overlooking some simplistic things when it comes to marketing. What would you say that you think they may be overlooking?
You have to know how you see yourself. Let's start there.
Image.
Let's start there.
That's actually a great. That's a great start. That should be number one. Real talk.
Period. A lot of the times as artists, we get really wrapped up in like how we think we should be seen, but how do you see you? Because that matters.
Right.
Anybody could put on an outfit and look nice and kind of have a nice song, but like, are you trying to be that type of artist? Are you trying to be seen as that type of artist?
Right.
And I'm not. So like, what you see isn't necessarily what you get, unless I tell you that it is.
Right. Word. Right.
I said, when you know your worth, you find better ways to get music out other than just posting links on your folks' pages and on your timeline that people have probably seen. Won't press play on it again, but we'll share it just because they saw you post something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like when you know the art that you're putting out has sustenance, and if you place it anywhere on the planet, it's going to be fine. You really have to stop paying so much attention to like your home base. Your home base is not going to care until the rest of the world cares.
Right. Right.
And you're already sitting, especially like in the Madison music scene, like everybody's like crabs in a barrel, just trying to and trying to pull everybody down, especially if they feel like they're not being seen, or they think that their worth and their performance is everything. But like I said, that energy translates. If like people are always gonna be mad, like if they're gonna be mad, give them something to be mad about. Shine, my nigga, shine, go.
Right.
And you do that by using technology. Like we use it every day, but you want to do that smarter and not harder. Like take the time to use this quarantine time and learn about stuff that you don't know, so that you can add that on to that marketing. Do you know your demographic? Do you know age groups, races, places on the planet that are really, really playing you? Are you using those analytics to your advantage so you can continue to grab those people and people like them?
Right.
That's why I put a really big emphasis on England. The music scene and their receptivity to art there is like on crack. And I think it is wonderful because I get to be seen on another end of the planet, and they play me more than people play me here.
That's crazy.
So it's like, okay, like, and then, I'm not coming down. For me personally, I asked the universe for opportunities to walk through that could better my service as an artist, and, vice versa. And then Loom came about, and you know what I'm saying, artists aren't really taking every opportunity with 100% intake. It's like you have a performance. Are you coming on time?
The basics, starting first, right there. Yeah.
And it shouldn't even. This shouldn't be a conversation that artists need to have with people. You feel me?
Shouldn't be, but it is.
And it's sad. Like, are you coming to shows on time? Do you have good communication with the promoter and the people who are making the function and the event? Right. Do you have a good relationship with them? Because that's how you stay on bills. Right.
But
people be like, "Oh, I make this music. I got this amount of numbers here, and da-da-da-da. So like, this is why I should be here." I can't even go there because I wrote notes for that too. You really have to build your network, your appearance, your openness, your ability to connect with people helps the spread of your art. If you really want it to get places, you don't necessarily have to be liked by everybody, but you need the right people to care.
Right, right. It's a relational business. Music business is a relational business. Two things stuck out in what you just said. Two words. One was analytic, which should be the basis of how you move as an artist in this game that few people, one, know about, two, know how to view, and three, move in that way. And analytics should be so key to all your movement. So when I hear an artist say analytics, I automatically put them in a whole nother category just from that word. Second thing, relationships. Like me coming to the Madison area, being pretty brand new, and a lot of people are like, oh man, yo, Landon's always with the Radio 22 thing, and what's going on?
They be like, so, and I'd be like,
but what you said is the key, the relationship. Like what I met you, like, yo, you was here on time. You promoted the show well. You put on an amazing show. Like, you was not hard for me to get a hold of. Like, you was one of the easiest cats for me to get a hold of. I'm like, well, if I reach out to Landon, I'll probably know something in 24 to 48. I don't have to wait a week or say, I don't know because I got to go check this and I got to go check that. Like, yo, sometimes with shows and putting things together, yo, you need people to be on it. And for people that ain't on it, I'm like, yo, I can't keep going that way, and I'm just sitting here waiting. Like, I need people that are ready to move, and I'm ready to move.
And then they be the first ones to be like, man, the scene ain't owning. Everybody's sleeping on me. Da, da, da. You're sleeping on yourself, sir.
Scapegoating. Didn't build the relationship. Now they want to blame somebody else.
You gotta do
but
that.
I just wanted to highlight those things for the people that are watching and listening. Like, yo, 2 words. If you don't leave with nothing else, analytics and relationships. Like, yo, knowing those things and being good at that will take you far.
Okay, hold on. So, like, taking something you just talked about and my performance, okay, about live performances and how and what they do for your marketing.
Yes.
So, no show is a little show.
Say that one more time.
No show is a little show.
All right. Explain that to him.
Sure, please. Yeah, I'm trying to chat. Sorry. No show is a simple show, not important show. I don't care if there's 3 people in the audience. You'd be shocked to find out how many people show up, and some people. I've gotten some really big performances just from somebody sitting in the audience knowing that there was a performance and they were looking for performers and nobody was there, but they saw me and were like, yeah, you snapped. Mm. So and when you know how to give a good performance, that matters. That also matters. I can perform and let my art speak for itself and market itself in ways that I don't have to open my mouth to speak about it. You just hear it and see it for yourself.
Right. Before you move on, because I know you got another point. Some artists are wondering, yo, how do I put on a good show? Like, what do you mean? Like, what I got to do? How do I know it's a good show?
Do you practice? And I mean,
here's another thing I want you to repeat. You do what?
Do you practice?
Rehearsal.
Like, are you just? Are you just wrote this hot song in the stew with the boys, drinking Douce, smoking, and here you go getting on stage, and it's a fresh song, and you don't even know it yourself yet. How do you make that make sense for me? How do you think other people as consumers and people who you are trying to convince them to be fans, how does that make people want to be your fan? It makes you look like a goof.
Right.
I can't.
Consumers.
I tried. Like, your performance matters. The time you take in to write it and record it is the same amount of time you should be taking to rehearse, get it down packed, be in pocket about it. How is that so hard? And
I think they think the game is over after they go and record it and get it done. Like, I think they think the work ends.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but a lot of people say, yo, it's done. It's out. People heard it. Like, yo, the work ends there with it.
Yeah.
I think that's the mentality. That shouldn't be the mentality, but a lot of times I think that it is.
Yeah. And another thing. Because we're in here now. Being able to perform by yourself translates better than having the gang on stage and they ain't doing nothing but like breaking the foundation which you should be performing on.
Right. Right.
You right. Recording is a big part. Period.
Keena, you right.
Your art can't be about the clout. Unless you're marketing yourself that way. Okay, let's talk about that too. Some people have niches that really work for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they can play on that. They can make icons. They can make logos, merch off of those types of niches, and that can be a part of your marketing.
Right. Right.
Like, you know, we have that saying, send help, hashtag send help, and we just be making send help signs and be like, you know, eventually those will be shirts. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's something that is real and specific to my life and how I communicate with my team and my folks. So that's, you know, take flight. We landed marketing, playing on my name. You know,
that was dope. I remember we saw that at the summer at the outside joint. I saw that shirt at the UW. I was like, ooh, okay, I see you.
Like for example, I'll have a logo soon that will be like also playing on Landon. Like I have a couple, like a landing pad, like a launch pad. You know what I'm saying? Planes coming in to land and stuff like that. I'll have play on merch for that too.
Right.
So I'm really excited for that. And then Mr. I Drop Hits. Oh, look what you made me do. You know I put that in like all my songs. It's like that's like Trey Songz.
Yeah, right. You gotta have that stamp.
Marketing.
Right. Other thing I wanted to talk about that's connected with that, because when you're talking about the performance aspect and what you're bringing towards it, and taking consumers into consideration, you also said taking fans into consideration. What I've found, and this is from experience from being in it, but then also hosting events, like it's like a whole different game when artists actually have fans instead of people that just attend. And when I say fan, I mean, yo, this is the same person I saw at the last show. Oh, this is the same person that when you was out of town went to that show. Oh, this is the same person that is online helping promote it, helping share and doing those things. How does an artist get from I'm just in front of people performing to actually making a fan, which helps them in the long run? Because it's almost like you've hired a street team, because they're willing to do most of the stuff for you for free because they enjoy your music and your artistry that much. How does an artist get to that point? And I've seen that with you. I've seen some of the same people that are always front row. And it's like, yo, how much is the ticket? What time does it start? Why is he not on stage yet?
Say that one more time? Because, look, they be mad. People will come and be like, where's Landon at? Because I'm sick of this here. My phone blowing up. Landon, where you at? What time you getting on stage? And I love that, but I hate that. Because it's like, please just enjoy the show. Like, I'm just like everybody else. I have a message. I'm going to perform. People need to see that. People need to know that. And I know that a lot of people would think that because of the status that I have right now, I would be like, a big-headed, inflated, jackass, but I'm not. I'm actually like very direct, very honest, loving everybody. To be honest with the fans thing, I don't know. You like you, Sheena, Andy, y'all have watched that like change, like change get added and more people just come, like the Chakra 4 show, for example. We've had a hella Who's Next and R&B nights where we've had crazy amounts of people, but the Chakra 4 show was like stupid.
Yep.
And I would, for me, honestly, when you say how, I would just say make great content and know how to like talk about it. And
I would add something that you said when we started this marketing thing, and I wrote it down. Image. Another thing I would add to that is something that you said is what goes along with your making these relationships, but the personality. I think people are attracted, and Sheena hit it right on the head right there with saying being genuine. Like, people are attracted to something or somebody that they feel is going somewhere. One. But somebody that is not afraid to share who they are, you know, the good and the bad. That's, like I said, transparent. And when you can identify with somebody that's truly being transparent, I think you can get people to follow. And I think, as I'm seeing, not intentionally, but unintentionally, you've done that, and people have latched onto that.
Latched.
You said that's the key.
Oh.
I mean, I can see it. I can see it visually because I've seen you at the shows. But for those who haven't seen it, you can see it numerically.
Yeah.
We just talked about that.
Yeah.
Just with the Loom thing in itself. Yeah. And then you expounded upon a whole UK fan base that I didn't even know about.
She said, "We are not breastfeeding. Grow up." All right. I don't know. I guess it's been one of the biggest gifts for me, because I write music for me and like my self-expression. So like my personality and my openness with people, you're gonna hear it in the music anyway. So I'm gonna give you me regardless of the fact. You feel me? There's no point of like putting anything away. I'll wait. I'll give you bits and pieces of me at different times so that you can stomach all of me. Right. There's a lot of me. You know? But I would say that's like I'm very thankful and grateful for that. That's if that's the biggest compliment anybody could ever give me, when they tell me that like my energy is so genuine that like it makes them want to listen and like really get to know like the person that I am. That you can tell me you love my music all the time, but to say that on top of being associated with my art is what makes that valuable to me, for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And it just seemed like you've been patient with the building probably more than a lot of artists that I've been around. I think really, especially nowadays, people want things to happen like overnight. And, you know, I can't speak to all the behind the scenes stuff. I don't know if you leave the show like, oh man, why is this not happening now? Like I haven't witnessed your frustrations, but I've witnessed when I've been around you and how you've been at shows and events and things of that sort. And it seems like you have a patience with the process that I've not seen too many artists have. And so like you've been able to kind of like, I don't know if it's in the back of your head, like feel confident that it's building and things are going in the right direction. Where I hear a lot of artists like, I got to tear it down. I got to start from scratch. I got to redo a whole album different from the last one because that didn't work. Or I'm not getting the numbers at the shows. Like, and then we talk about they scapegoat promoters or venues or the scene and things like that. How is it that you're seem so patient or at peace with this process? Because a lot of artists, they frustrated right now, G.
Look, I'm going to be the first one to tell you I am pissed. I am very much so stressed the hell out. You know, I have an album out right now and it's going to continue to do great. What I can say hold on, what's she gonna say? Because we know what it is. And behind the scenes, it's a lot going on. You feel me? But I guess for me personally, I'm blessed enough to say that we just dropped Chakra 4 this year, and just off of Chakra 4 alone, I'm talking to label A&Rs. I'm having real relationships with people. I'm had to quit my job because I was getting calls from people trying to, like, you know, talk about deals and this and the other. It was too much for me. I have been feeling emotionally stuck with all of that dealing, you know what I'm saying, moving forward. I can say for me personally, just like Sheena said, like, I know what's happening. I know the music that I have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When you see the end goal and it's there, you can taste it. I don't need a door to be created for me. I make the door. Right. You feel me?
Right. Creating your own destiny.
Period. I know the door I know the door I'm headed toward. I have the key in my hand. I just have to get to the door. And we know I'm gonna get to the door, but once I get there, like, that's when the work really starts. So I'm chilling, okay?
Right.
Because I know for a fact that when life hits the way, you know, we're prepping ourselves for and everything, I won't have a chance to sit down nowhere.
Right. It's gonna be on. You're gonna be on the go the whole time.
I'm not coming down.
I know you'll love it. You'll enjoy it because that's where you wanted to be. That's what's up. That's what's up. We got about 2 minutes left before the Gram kicks us off. What last things do you want to share that we haven't gotten a chance to necessarily discuss? Whether it's something about your artistry, something about marketing, songwriting, or something for other artists out there. What would you like to share?
Be open and don't be afraid to ask for help.
That's what's up.
Like, it's okay to do stuff by yourself, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to say, like, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we be sitting so strong on Chakra 4, because niggas know I did that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I couldn't have done that alone. I had help. I asked and I searched and I was really direct with my energy. Be direct with your energy. Know where you're placing it. And when I say energy, I mean, like, time, emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you putting that? Where is that investing? Invest in yourself. That was another note I had. Invest in yourself when it comes to marketing. Pay for them features to get put on blogs and places where they have 400,000 subscribers and stuff like that. That's not you paying for play. That's you being seen. That's you putting yourself in the best place of promotion that you can.
Right. That's what's up. And you saying that, a second part of that is I love how you are protective about your space and your energy, because you know you have to be deliberate and very direct with it. Like, you can't let anybody and everybody share that space. That takes away from what you do. And I think some people don't get that, and I think some people get put off by that, but they don't understand. And I'm glad that you put it out. The way you put it out is like the perfect way to say it. He's like, man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man.
My fiance is like sitting here, like, looking at me while we do this, and she's like, "Yeah, that's my man."
Camera pan here, man. That's what's up, man. So you're gonna have some singles coming up that we need to peep and check out.
I'm buying that beat next week, I think. So once I have it bought, then we can just go in the studio and crank that mug out. And then I'm going to drop it right after. I don't normally do that. That. But it's a single, and it's fun.
Right.
So we're going.
Right. Make sure to share all your socials. Make sure people know where they can get your music and engage you.
Oh, yeah. You know, Spotify, Apple Music, Landon Devon. I'm on every platform, LandonDevon. My Instagram is @Iam_Landon Devon, LandonDevon. Go download and listen to Opaque, my first album, and listen to my second album, Chakra 4. They both go stupid. Shout out to Radio 22 and the gang. You feel me? My website is www.landondevon.com. We got some new exciting things that are about to change. I'm about to get rid of Facebook, so
That's what's up.
I'm marketing. I'm cutting off all the extremities of how people are attached or find me accessible, and I'm making you only be able to find me in certain spots.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, that was perfect because it's giving me a 9-second countdown, G.
Sheena, call me.
All right. I appreciate you. Thank you. Landon Devon.